How do you get half your team to hate you? I'm gonna tell you, and you might cringe or laugh. In October 2018, my evenings got freed up, so I joined an adult rec league for basketball. It was an excellent way to play organized ball and meet new people. Anyways, I played my first game with my team, and we sucked. We couldn't get a rhythm at all. With 20 seconds left in the game, we're down 20 points. And for whatever reason, I was given the ball in the winding moments. So I take the ball half court. As I dribbled the ball, an unexplainable urge came. I tried to ignore it, but it wouldn't go away. It got stronger as the game clock inched closer to 0. With 5 seconds left, I caved into the urge. And what was this urge? Being stupid playing basketball. So unprovoked, I took a 3-point shot just past the half-court line. The entire gym couldn't believe how ballsy I was. My team and opponents must have thought I was holding back my actual skill set, since only a fantastic player could take a shot like that. Everybody was looking at the ball of rubber flying majestically in the air. It was a poetic scene with everyone holding their breaths. Time slowed down at that moment. The ball kept going and going, flying through the arc towards the net, until it missed it completely. Half my team was furious with my stupid shot. The other half laughed with me. At that point, I knew which teammates I would get along with and which ones I wouldn't, which helped make my season more fun as I spent more time with the people I could laugh with. Yet, I could only get to that point by taking a big shot and risking looking like a fool. A sure way to look like a fool is by living a strict and rigid lifestyle. So what do I mean by strict and rigid lifestyle? Well, think of it this way. A lifestyle where it's strict with structure and allows for no variations. You know, kind of like a Sigma male's wet dream, where it's like school, work on repeat. Very little room for simple pleasures and very little room for things that make a well-rounded life. And I think a reason why a lot of people are attracted to living a strict and rigid lifestyle, Spartan lifestyle, or whatever they want to call it, is because they're struggling internally. On the surface, a strict and rigid lifestyle looks noble and even attractive. But in reality, it's quite disastrous. There's lots of issues with this type of lifestyle. First one being that it doesn't make you noble nor attractive in any way. In fact, it actually turns you into someone who's narrow-minded and stubborn, where if things don't fit into your world of view, you just toss them. Another thing about this lifestyle that I find incredibly annoying but also very tragic is that it makes you vulnerable. You see, when you're living a strict and rigid lifestyle, everything has to go according to plan, the way you have things planned out. So there's no room for error. But if you've been alive for at least 10 minutes in this world, you know things don't go according to plan. So when you're strict with how you live your life and then errors pile up, it makes it very easy for you to just collapse and crash down. Again, a strict and rigid lifestyle looks impressive on the surface, especially when you have these success gurus talking about it all the time. But again, in reality, a strict and rigid lifestyle will only make you vulnerable and unbearable to be around. And in the end, this can leave a person broken and alone. And in a lot of cases, they come to find this lesson when it's way too late. And you don't want to live life that way, guys. Then what's the way? Well, to answer that question, it's fairly simple. It's living a life of moderation. We have to realize that any extreme is usually wrong, and this applies to all spheres of life. The great Roman poet Publius Syrus put it aptly. An ultra right is generally an ultra wrong. The only antidote is to wait in the middle with your lifestyle, which will help you in the long run, because life will throw many curveballs at you. And when you have varied experiences, you will be unknowingly prepared. Being moderately social will produce a helpful network. Being moderately fit will help you feel better. Being moderately knowledgeable will help you create unique solutions. And not to be corny, but Sun Tzu professed flexibility when engaging in war. And when you are moderate with your approach to life, this naturally makes you flexible. Otherwise, being strict and rigid will lead to your downfall, as did many Chinese generals during Sun Tzu's time. However, some may feel this moderate approach might get in the way of achieving success. It won't. And if you think otherwise, then that's a sign of immaturity, because guys, you really need to understand this. A successful life is a well-rounded one, where you have your close-knit friends, where you have engaging hobbies, where you have a decent career, all the things that make a well-rounded life. Now, I understand that some people really want to achieve success and will do whatever it takes. But let me ask you this question. What's the point of chasing that material success only to be alone in the end? Or maybe even worse, only to be loved for what you have achieved, but not actually for yourself. To be quite honest, I really hate self-help YouTube or success YouTube in the sense where they want you to chase these riches, material success, and all that. But in reality, what constitutes a good life doesn't require an overemphasis on material success. Like I said earlier, it includes great relationships, your health, again, all the things to make a well-rounded life. And if more people realize that, they would see that there's so much more to life, and they would put their time and energy in the right things to create their own success, their own definition of success. Because again, guys, listen, at the end of the day, we're all gonna die. Our time is limited. And you're not going to be thinking about your bank account when you're lying there on your deathbed, realizing that you're going to disappear into eternity forever. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't understand this lesson until it's too late. However, there is one historical figure / historical fictional character that understood this concept very well, and that was Musashi. The fictional novel Musashi is an excellent read, as well as a philosophical one, and it requires a slow read to understand, but I digress. In the novel, Musashi follows a strict and rigid lifestyle in the first phase of his samurai life. But he soon realizes that this type of lifestyle was a shortcoming, and he understood that to find the way of the warrior, he needed other vital factors such as rest and guidance from others. This was the only way he would be able to reach that elusive state of the consummate warrior. And funny enough, Musashi realized this after his string of victories. He had the maturity and humbleness to understand that he was missing something. So even though he was winning and being on top of the world, he knew he could be better. So after this realization, Musashi made rest and socializing with others to be a significant part of his samurai training. And then in the rest of the novel, you see Musashi prioritizing his rest and socializations. And this indeed makes him a much better warrior. In fact, he does less martial arts, but the fact that he has made his training well-rounded has turned him into the consummate warrior that you see at the end of the book. However, even though this had successful results for Musashi, he understood one common mistake to avoid, and that's going to the other extreme and being lazy, where you no longer have your standards, no longer have the work ethic or discipline to chase your goals and dreams. Again, to quote Publius Syrus, an ultra right is generally an ultra wrong. So guys, remember, it's not one end or the other. It's all about moderation, waiting in the middle. That's where you find the way, as Musashi would say. That's where you find that moment where you can just really balance enjoying your life, but also fulfilling your potential. So yes, work hard, but also know when to chill. You guys have to realize that life is short when it's not lived properly. So it's your responsibility to realize that and make the most of it. And to quote Publius Syrus again, man's life is a loan, not a gift. And just for fun, let me give you a relevant quote from Gracian. Take neither the good nor the bad to extremes. A sage reduced the whole of wisdom to moderation in all things. Extreme justice becomes unjust. An orange squeezed too hard leads to bitter juice. Even pleasure should never be taken to extremes. Ingenuity itself is drained if pushed too hard, and milking to excess will draw blood. And to make sure this video doesn't go too extreme, let's hop onto the summary. A strict and rigid lifestyle is too structured and cuts out the simple pleasures in life. The problem with a strict and rigid lifestyle is that it turns you into a narrow, small-minded, and stubborn individual. Also, it leaves you vulnerable to crash and burn from mistakes. The best way to approach life is to be moderate with all your dealings. This will leave you better prepared to deal with life's unexpected challenges. Thinking that not following a rigid lifestyle will stop success shows immaturity. There's more to life than material success. A life with material success, high quality relationships, health, etc. is a well-rounded and successful life. Musashi in the novel realized the importance of rest and mingling with other people for his training as a samurai. A common mistake is to take this advice of not living a strict and rigid lifestyle to the extreme and live a life of laziness. Again, approaching life moderately. No extreme is ever right. Alright, so I hope this all made sense. So guys, you want to keep in mind that when you're working hard, you don't want to get lost in the process. And sometimes when you're so devoted to working hard and chasing your goals, that can be an overcompensation for something that you're missing internally. So as you plan your goals and chase your dreams, please remember that success is nothing without the people you love, your health, and your overall peace of mind. If you remember that and act on it, well, you're going to feel like a success no matter what random sucker punches life throws at you. More of a success than my half-court shots. Alright guys, that's it. Thank you again for watching. Please don't forget to like this video, comment, subscribe to my channel, subscribe to my newsletter, and guys, remember, you're not just any type of nerd, you're a charismatic nerd.